Today we are going to discuss about in webinar Liferay 7 new features as well as OSGI architecture. The first we can discuss about what is Liferay 7 new features introduced. Then we can discuss about Liferay 7 OSGI architecture. So just look at my screen. Know what we are going to discuss about Liferay 7. The main the things we can able to see here. The first one, single page application. Liferay 7 introduced a single page application mechanism. So without refreshing page, we can perform some actions. That is called single page application. One second one, there's a very big platform Liferay 7 introduced for development, OSGI Modularity Development. So that we are going to discuss about today's webinar, and it's basically lightweight portal framework. Compared to our Liferay 6.x old version, we are building when high-level applications using war components. Inside of war components, we're building all the modules. But Liferay 7, everything, the small piece of applications. So we will call it as Liferay 7 is a lightweight portal framework. So I think if you want to download that Liferay 7, if you go to the Liferay portal and you can download the software. So it's available to version in Liferay 7 and Liferay DXP. Enterprise edition we will call it as Liferay DXP, and community edition we will call it as Liferay 7. So it will major browsers for supporting these Liferay 7. I think Internet Explorer, Firefox, Safari, Chrome, Opera. Okay, I'll come to the main points here today. We are going to discuss about Liferay 7 new features. The first one, Liferay 7 introduced the OSGI support. This is one of the major features in Liferay 7 introduced for all development architecture. So OSGI is supporting for Liferay 7. So we can discuss about one by one, and I'll just give the overview of what are the Liferay 7 new features. Bootstrap 3.0 look and feel. This is basically 6.2. We have rich look and feel, the responsive feel in Liferay 6.2. But Liferay 7, it's like we have again big changes in Liferay 6. Liferay 7 they introduced Bootstrap 3.0 for responsive portal. Again, it's supporting Java 8. It's like Liferay 7 introduced again Java 8 support. After that, Liferay 7 introduced a live editor. So basically, if you want to create a blog, wiki, web content, all the stuff, so you can use a live editor as well. And previous 6.2 older version, it's supporting CK editor, FCK editor, BB code, all the stuff. And Elasticsearch they introduced. Previously we are using Lucene search engine. Now they're introduced Elasticsearch. Like it's basically for older version. We have some couple of limitations. So and Elasticsearch is like more comfortable, to search the our content. Support integration testing through Arclium. Basically, this is a new testing tool. Previously, in old version, we are using JUnit unit testing tool. Now we are come up with a new testing mechanism. And one of the very important features, this is available in 6.2 as well. Liferay 7, they introduced application display template support. Application display template is basically this Portlet look and feel. It's not for a site look and feel. It's basically for Portlet look and feel that we can discuss about. Okay. Just a minute. Someone is raising a question. I think everything is fine. So application display template we are going to discuss about. They introduced some couple of new UI mechanism, new look and feel for login portlet, language portlet, and breadcrumb portlet. And make sure understanding application display template is nothing but portlet look and feel. And improvement for web content management. This is one of the new feature introduced in Liferay 7. What improvement is done in 6.2 to Liferay 7? I think it's recording in progress. It's a recording in progress, Junaid. Okay, and improvement in web content management. We have a web content management system in Liferay 7 as well as 6.2 also. What is the improvement done? We can discuss about that. And one of the very important features in Liferay 7, single page application. So single page application SPA, this is basically, instead of previous 6 more compared to old version, if you want to go to the control panel, we are going to back again page is refreshing, again you want to create a pages, site section, site administrator. We have a different panel in Liferay 6.2. Well, compared to now Liferay 7, everything in a single page only. If you want to create a site, you go to the same page. If you want to add some portlet, you go to the same page. Everything in a one page only. That is called single page application. And one more thing is why people will introduce SPA. So again and again refreshing the page. So I want actually something without refreshing the page. That is called single page application. Yes, Julian, it's a recording. Okay, so these are the Liferay 7 new features, and we are going to discuss about that one by one. So I'll the first one. I hope everybody these are the new features in Liferay 7. We can discuss about the first. Try to understand. I'll give the overview of what is Liferay 7 new features. I already started Liferay 7 portal. Just look at my screen. Know how it is look like. Liferay 7 portal. So this is the Liferay 7 portal. You can able to see that I already started my Liferay 7 portal server. This is the community edition. You can able to see that my screen how it is look like in Liferay 7. You can able to see here. I'm just starting this. Okay. So sign in. So you can able to see that this just page is not refreshing. It is only performing for signing portlet only. That is the beauty of single page application. So now if you go to there is no option like control panel. If you have a control panel, everything is single page only. In the left panel we have option called like Liferay, all the stuff. Okay, this is my Liferay portal, and it's loading. Just show you that in the left panel you can able to see the control panel options, and you can users profile, you can able to see that, and this is your site. And there's a lot of major changes are done in Liferay 7. Previously we have a name called pages, we have a content option, we have a site membership option, and the name has been changed now in Liferay 7. This is a site section, this is a user section, and this is a administrator. You can say that control panel section is the left panel only. So if and everything performing without refreshing the page, that is called single page application. Now everything in one page only. If I want to add some portlet in my page, that is option called you can able to see add, and all are Liferay out of box portlet. Is around 70 plus out of box portlet is available in here only. So this is called you can our Liferay is introduced. The 7 all out of box portlet is available in here. So this is the first look and feel for Liferay 7 portal. This is a community edition. This is a GA3 latest version of Liferay community. And I'll just go ahead with this next. I'm going to discuss about all the stuff and giving a small overview of these Liferay 7 new features. Okay. First one, I'm going to discuss about what is OSGI support. Basically, if I want to give the small introduction about OSGI, this is a full form is nothing but Open Service Gateway Initiative. You can say as per this is I'm talking about as per the UI perspective. All our applications built on OSGI architecture. The OSGI is one framework. It's like we have a Spring framework, we have a Hibernate, we have a Struts framework. So all the places we are building application only. OSGI also one of the framework here. Liferay is introduced in Liferay 7, and here and we can using OSGI framework we can build a the modularity kind of applications. So the modularity is nothing but the small piece of applications So that is called modularity. So we can discuss about that. Once we move into the OSGI complete OSGI topic, I'll give a complete discussion about OSGI topic. So OSGI set of standards for building a modular system in any programming language. They have a concept called modularity. So modularity is what is nothing but the piece of applications. So where we can build a piece of application that is called OSGI framework. It's a very powerful, although it was previously difficult to learn and use it. It's a modernized standard such as declarative services have made learning and using it much more easier. Again, I'm repeating, in Liferay 7, everything as a services. Okay. Compared to old version Liferay 6.2, we have a concept called SDK, software development kit, where we can build our portlets, theme layouts, and hooks, ext, and web models. These concepts in 6.2, where we can build a module, where we can build a plugin SDK portlets. But Liferay 7, we have a concept called portlet, like theme layouts, but everything as a services. OSGI can understand only services, and we don't have any proper concept like a portlet. We have a portlet, but in OSGI can understand only services only. It's so if you want to execute any program in Liferay 7 using OSGI architecture, we have to define our services. OSGI can understand only services. Okay, so this is one of the OSGI support here. The discussion about. And if you want more information about OSGI, OSGI will provide ability to create an application in several components, and basically all components together work as an application. Each component is independent, so that people will will so I don't want tightly coupled with one applications. I want independently. Whenever you want to call my services, you can access the application. That is the beauty of in Liferay 7 OSGI architecture. Okay, Bootstrap 3.0, the look and feel. Previous version in compared to old version in 6.2, it's very rich look and feel. Now Liferay introduced Bootstrap 3.0. It's like to compare to old version, we have a little bit advanced available features in Bootstrap 3.0. 6.2 have used Bootstrap 2.x, and now Liferay 7 have used Bootstrap 3.0. So that look and feel for the portal and applications really going to good. So you can able to see that high level rich look and feel and high level rich responsive you can able to see in Liferay 7 portal. Okay, and Java 8 support again while using say Liferay 6.2 older version, and it's not using Java 8. Basically, Java 8, I think recently we got released. In Liferay 7 using Java 8 support. For example, lambda expression and out of memory issue. These things, Liferay 8 is Liferay 7 is using Java 8 support. That is one of the things best features in Liferay 7. And the next Alive editor. Alive editor is one of the project from Liferay. Alive framework is like you can say that UI framework where you can design your form, all the stuff. And but in Liferay 7 using AUI 3.0 to design your UI forms. And again, I'm saying that editor is basically for if you want to create a blog, you want to create a web content, you want to create a wiki. So you want to create with the rich look feel. That is called Alive editor. Liferay 7 is introduced in here, and it has provided better way to edit and create a web content and any other collaborative tools in Liferay. Liferay previous version used CK editor. I already discussed CK editor, and now Liferay 7 used Alive editor. So you can able to see the changes once you create a blog. So this is one of the new features in Liferay 7 Elasticsearch. Liferay 6.2 we are using Lucene search engine. Compared to Lucene, the Elastic is more advanced and much more powerful, and compared to the performance wise also Elastic is more, the performance is good. So Liferay before it was used Lucene search engine to search the content in Liferay, and Liferay 7 is integrated Elasticsearch as default search engine. So if you want to search your content, now Liferay introduced in 7 Elasticsearch. Now we are not using Liferay 7 is not using Lucene search engine. If you want to integrate Solar and some other third-party search engine, you can go with that. By default, the Liferay 7 is using Elasticsearch. This is I discussed already. Support integration testing through Arculia. Liferay 7 is introduced a new testing tool that's called. Questions. Yes, default one is Elasticsearch. Yes, default one is Elasticsearch is using. And if you want to integrate some other search engine, you can go with Solar or some couple of other search engine. Application display template supports for login language and breadcrumbs portlet. Just a minute, someone is raising again hand. What is that? Application display template supports for login language and breadcrumbs portlet. It is basically for, we will call it as an ADT, application display template, and you can say that for your portal you will create a theme for the new rich look and feel. But Liferay, you are saying that for Portlet you will create a application display template. If you want to create a new design for your Portlet, no, we will create a application display template. So that is support for different portlets in Liferay 7 as well. Improved web content management. 6.2, we have Liferay introduced how to create a new folder for web content, but Liferay 7 they introduced how to apply the workflow for a particular folder. That is Liferay introduced in 6. Liferay 7. Okay, so this is like improved web content management portlet. Liferay 7 is introduced. You can apply the workflow for web content folder. That is the Liferay 7 improved web content. Okay, so you previously 6.2 you cannot apply the workflow for particular web content portlet itself. You have to apply the workflow for deep web. Calio workflow configuration, but now it is available inside the workflow web content portlet itself. So that is a new changes in Liferay 7 web content portlet. Single page application is already I discussed about that. Liferay 7 is introduced single page application. That is a framework called Senna.js. That is internal Liferay Senna.js framework. It's a own JavaScript library to integrate single page application. And you were saying that as well, I want to go with Angular framework also. So that is Liferay. Now you have an open platform. You are saying that as well, I want to go with single page application with Angular. So you can go with that Angular framework also. But Liferay by default introduced Senna.js to integrate single page applications. Document management storage extracted as a model. Now we have in older version 6.2. Whenever you you want to store your document in different repository, Liferay is supporting the 7, 6, 7, 2 types of repository in 6.2 as well as in Liferay 7. But whenever you configuring in Liferay 6.2, we have to restart the server because we are configuring portlet.exe.property file. But Liferay 7 we are configuring it inside the OSGI configuration file only. So we are not configuring in portlet.exe.property file. So that we don't need to restart the server because entire Liferay out of box portlet is built on OSGI architecture. That is one of the beauty of Liferay 7. So you can say that entire Liferay is built on OSGI architecture. Okay, I'll show you that folder structure where it is all the stuff. And the service builder could now use declarative services instead of Spring dependency injection. And previous version, we are in Liferay 7, we are calling as everything as one war file. We are calling all the services, but in Liferay 7, everything as a declarative services. Which service you want, you can call the services. That is called declarative services, because OSGI understand only services. It will not understand any other than components. So we have to define that. Okay. So this is now Liferay 7 new features. And yeah, this is our contact information. I'll open that one more slide to introduction about OSGI architecture. Okay, this is the Liferay 7 new features. We have discussed all the stuff, and if you have anybody questions, you can enter. I know at the last you can ask questions. We have some couple of one more slide. We are going to discuss about OSGI architecture. Before that, I'll just open the folder structure of Liferay 7 OSGI. Uh, this is my Liferay CE portal Tomcat server. You can able to see that OSGI folder. This is my OSGI folder. Now previously 6.2, when you are deploying any application, it will go to the Tomcats folder inside web apps folder, right? Maybe you guys are working on 6.2, you can aware of that, it will go to here. But in Liferay 7, whenever you deploy your application, it will go to the modules folder. This is your folder, it will go to inside the modules folder whenever you deploy your application. And one of the very important thing is Liferay 7, everything as a jar only. We are not using any war concept other than theme and layout. We are using the war concept, and other than everything is a jar only. In Liferay 7, everything is a modularity application. Okay, marketplace, you can able to see here these all LPKG file. This is nothing but all Liferay out of box Portlet. You don't confusion about only for 7 LPKG files. Everything is categorized. If I open any LPKG file, you can able to find out all Liferay out of box Portlets. So everything is a jar file only. If you want a small, I'll just open RQ. I'll open this jar file, and you can able to see that this is our jar file. You can able to see all the stuff. Maybe next webinar, we are going to discuss about service builder concept, and at that time you can easily understand all the stuff. Okay, so I'll go to the next slides on OSGI architecture. So we can understand what is OSGI. Okay. Before starting OSGI, I'll tell you that it's a framework. OSGI is a framework where you can build the modularity applications. You are saying that Ashwath, I want to build some application like a modularity. So where can I build a modularity application? So there is a framework called OSGI. If you want to build a modularity application, so that framework is available as a OSGI. Open Service Gateway Initiative is a framework where you can implement the modularity application. Okay, we can understand what is OSGI. Open Service Gateway Initiative defines an architecture for developing and deploying modularity applications and libraries. I told you that. So OSGI is a framework where we can build a modularity kind of application. OSGI have two models. The first model is specification for modular components called as a bundle, and which are commonly referred as a plugin. Now we are going to create a plugins as a small modules. In Liferay 7, compared to old version in 6.2, Liferay 6.2, we creating one big WAR file including all our components. But in Liferay 7, what they did, Ashud, I don't want a big WAR file, and I want a small piece of application. At the end of the day, at the end of the point, I'll club all my components. I'll build one application. That is the beauty of Liferay 7. That is called OSGI architecture. OSGI, or it's mostly abbreviated. It's a framework. I already told you that it's a framework, and this is used to develop the modular Java application. The components, also referred to as the bundles, could be easily installed, uninstalled, started, stopped, and that too remotely. In 6.2, whenever you deploying your application, that is directly deploying into the Tomcat server. But Liferay 7, you no need to directly deploying into the Tomcat server, and you no need to communicate to the Tomcat server. That is not your work. So because Liferay 7 introduced own container called OSGI container. The container name is Apache Felix, or you can call it as one more container called Eclipse Equinox. These are implementation of OSGI, and these are two containers to handle the life cycle of OSGI. That is called OSGI container. You can call it as Eclipse Equinox, and one more container name called Apache Felix. Okay. So I think this is already we discussed about. See, OSGI container implementation such as Felix, and Equinox and Apache Felix allow you to break your application into multiple modules, and thus more easily manage the cross dependency between them. and this is one of the very important features. So instead of building a large kind of application to consume to small piece of application, that is called modularity. So and we have like OSG specification defines the two things, is a set of services. OSG container must implement and contract between the container and your application. Again, I'm saying that OSG can understand only your services. Services means what? In our Java world, service is nothing but our interface. Interface, we have an implementation. That two things I want to register into OSG. So if you want to register your services inside a OSGI container, we have a class called bundle activator class. Bundle activator interface will provide a two method that is called start and stop method. I'll going to discuss about that from the next upcoming slides. Okay. Maybe if you guys are aware about what is software modularity. An application consists of different parts. These are typically called as software components or software modules, and these components interact with each other via API, or is done. APIs defines a set of classes and methods which can be used from the other components. A component also has a set of classes and methods which are considered as an internal of the other software components. The software modularity means, like so instead of building the big the big application, I want to build as a small piece of application. Take a best example for our CPU. End of the day, we are clubbing all the different parts into one CPU, and we are ready for one CPU for a computer. The same thing, if you want to prepare anything, like a kitchen, or if you want real-time cases, use cases, you want to prepare for some other table architecture and all. So we have different small modules. At the end of time, like end of the day, we are building one big application. So that is called modules. Okay, we can call it as a software modularity. For developer, perspective, OSGI provides the following advantages. Previous version, Liferay 6.2, there is no options like stop and start. Whenever you want to start your application, you can start. There is no option in old version, because we are using the different container called Tomcat only. Now we are using Apache Felix container or an Eclipse Equinox. We have own life cycle. Whenever you want to start your services in production, you can start. Whenever you don't want to start the services, you can stop the services in production. That is a beauty of in Liferay 7 OSGI architecture. So and the second thing is for developer, it will maintain the version. For example, today you create a portlet, put into the production, and like for example, after 6 months you are getting a new CR. You do some modification and change the version, it will generate one more version for the same portlet. If something is gone wrong that portlet, you can revert back. That is things Liferay OSGI will maintain the version as well. That is one of the good advantages for OSGI architecture. Every jar file in Liferay 7, I told you that OSGI will using the Gridle build tool for build and deploy your application. But next webinar we are going to discuss about what are the tools we are using for Liferay 7. But I am giving a the brief overview of Liferay 7 using Gridle build tool, build and deploy your application. So Gridle will generate the jar file. OSGI will understand only for jar components. Okay, so how you can define that whether it is this is a normal jar file or it's a OSGI jar file? Every modularity application, we have one header file that is called manifest.mf file. This is generated by automatically. This file will be defined. This is whether OSGI jar file or whether it is a normal jar file. This is a OSGI metadata. You can say that OSGI header file. In that header file, we define some couple of attributes called bundle activator, bundle symbolic name, all the stuff, and we are going to discuss about all the stuff in the next webinar. Okay, this is a sample for like you can say that header file of your OSGI. So this is our architecture for OSGI. We have a services, we have a life cycle, we have a bundle. I think this is already I discussed about life cycle. If you want to know that, this is a life cycle of OSGI: installed and resolved, uninstalled, starting, active, and stop. When you are copy that jar file from the development to put into the Tomcat server, deploy folder, it will go into the install mode, and once everything is fine, then it will go to the resolved state. After resolved fine, if you are ready to, if you want to start this application, it will go to the starting. Then once you start it successful, it will go to inactive now. You are saying that Ashwad, I don't want this application now active. I want to start in the production. You can stop that if you don't want. You are saying that Ashwad, I don't want this application in production. If you can use that uninstall, it is automatically remove your application from production when using uninstall tag. Installing your OSGI modules, you resolve, then it will go to the resolved, everything is fine. Then it will go to, if you are going to the starting stage, once you start it, it will go to the active. Active is nothing but ready for use. And the stopping, basically it is stopping your services, and you're saying that Ashwad, I want to take it out from the production server, you can use uninstalled stack. This is a life cycle of OSGI. This is what I discussed about. So then I'll just I'll give a small introduction about Liferay OSGI development. So one of the very important features in Liferay 7, we are not using any Portlet.xml files. We are defining OSGI component that we are going to discuss about in Liferay next webinar. How to create a portlet in using OSGI architecture, where we are defining all the portlet configuration. Make sure now I'm giving the one introduction part. We are not using any configuration file. Everything we define in the OSGI component. Okay. So this is a example, like how we define. You can able to see that this is defined in the Liferay display.xml file. Instanceable true or false. This is we are displaying we are defining in Liferay portlet.xml, and which is start with Java X that we defined in portlet.xml file. And end of the day, you can able to see in Liferay 7 everything as a services. Now, what type of services you are creating? I am creating a portlet services because OSGI will understand only services, because OSGI can create modularity application. Okay, so next webinar we are going to create a new portlet, and we are calling the services, we are activating the services, then you can easily understand. So just look at that my example. This is I am creating one services here. Okay, simple, my services, this called example called hello. Okay, I'm implementing this hello, just I'm printing some value called hello world. Correct. Now once my services implementation is done, I want to these services I want to register into my OSGI container. This is called bundle activator class. The OSGI container will provide an interface to activate your services inside my container. That is called bundle activator class. We have a two method bundle activator. One is called start method. Second one is a stop method. For starting means it will call your interface and it will call your implementation, and stop means it will unregister your services, basically for stopping the services. This is like internal working of OSGI architecture. Again, I'm repeating. So I'm creating an interface here. I'm implementing this interface. Finally, my implementation I am registering in OSGI container, that is called bundle activator class. Once this bundle activator class will register into Liferay OSGI container. What is the container name? It may be Eclipse Equinox, or it may be Apache Felix. Up to you which one you're going to use. Okay. So this is what we discussed about OSGI architecture. The next webinar we are going to completely discussing about how to create a portlet in Liferay 7 OSGI. All the stuff we are going to discuss about that. Okay. So guys, we have remaining 15 minutes. We are going to discuss about questioning answer. If anybody have any questions, please go ahead. Okay, does anyone have a question? Guru sir, can we integrate Angular? Yes, obviously you can integrate Angular. So by default, Liferay using Senna.js is integrated for single page application. You can integrate this basically for Angular. Okay. And Guru Prasad only asked some couple of questions here. Default one is Elastic. Yes, default is one Elastic. And Elasticsearch, yes. Anybody have any questions? Anil Mishra, you have any question? Guys, I think I don't have any questions. I'm going to stop the sessions today, and the next session we are going to discuss about all OSGI implementation to understand OSGI life cycle. Okay, guys, see you on next webinar. I'm just stopping my screen.